Thanks for staying with us. There are concerns that potable water may be unavailable, and this is the position of the Association of Hospital Caterers under the Lagos State Health Service Commission, who commemorated the World Food Day. Zainab Akonde has more in this report.
The World Food Day is universally recognized on the 16th of October every year. This event was well attended by traditional rulers who flagged off activities in Lagos State. The theme of this year's event, Water is Life, Water is Food, Leave No One Behind, underscores the importance of ensuring that every individual has access to life-sustaining resources of water and food.
We cannot ignore the harsh reality that millions and millions still suffer from hunger and thirst. To leave no one behind means to recognize the interconnectedness of water and food security.
Experts say that water has several health benefits to the body and aids quick recovery of various health issues.
Like in the hospital catering now, there's some patients that they are vulnerable when it comes to their nutrition. So such patients, they are being nurtured, like giving them drips. If you look at the making up of the drip, what do we have there? We have water.
Human factors have been identified as the major cause of water pollution, and sanctions should be put in place against offenders.
If I see you dumping refuse where I live or where my water is coming from, I'm going to report you. So there have to be sanctions. And unless there's sanctions, people are just not going to obey simple rules that actually protect them.
Organizers of the event say that water is essential in catering for patients in the hospital and want the government to intensify efforts in ensuring access to quality water.
To be able to give life-saving meals, we need to cook the food, and we cannot cook the food without water. So the government should please ensure that we have potable water.
With most countries facing acute food and water shortage, it is expected that advocacies like this would help galvanize more support to make food more affordable and secure. Zainab Akonde, TVC News, Lagos.
Joining me on the news to discuss World Food Day is the National Communications Officer, United Nations Food Program, Dr. Kelechi Onyemabi. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Kelechi, on the news this hour. Water is food, water is life, leave no one behind. That's the 2023 theme for this year's commemoration. Are we sure or clear about just how many people have been left behind in this regard in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Thank you, listeners. Yes, indeed, water is life, water is food. For me, this year's theme of the World Food Day is actually one of the most interesting in recent years. Yes, there are clear figures through the Cadre Harmonisé, what is a report called the Cadre Harmonisé, which is coordinated by the federal government with the humanitarian agencies, the UN agencies in Nigeria, and this Cadre Harmonisé assesses the situation of food insecurity in the country. And by the last results of the last Cadre Harmonisé, over 25 million people are food insecure in Nigeria nationwide. But this problem of food insecurity is even much worse in the northeast Nigeria, especially in the three northeastern states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, for the simple reason that these are the states that have been most affected by the 14 years of conflict in the northeast. Farmers cannot go to their farms, cannot produce food anymore. Many areas are inaccessible, so these areas bear the highest brunt of the food insecurity in the country. And in these northeast states, over 8 million people are food insecure. This simply means that those families, those households, do not know where their next meal will come from. And this is heartbreaking indeed. Yes, there are clear figures to attest to this.
On a national basis, speak to us about what must be done between where we are now to where we should be in the area of providing potable water to, at least majority of Nigerians.
Like the theme says, water is food, water is life. As World Food Program, we work essentially in the area of food. Water is already part of the food. And the major issue that we are supporting in Nigeria now is the federal government's policy of declaring an emergency on food insecurity, declared early this year by the government of President Bola Tinubu, because this touches clearly on our mandate, the mandate of the World Food Program. The World Food Program is the largest humanitarian organization in the world, using saving lives in emergencies and using food as a pathway to peace and stability, especially among peoples who have suffered conflict. And that's why we concentrate essentially in the northeast states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, where people have suffered the terrible effects of conflict for over 14 years now due to the insurgency. People have been displaced, people are hungry, people do not know where their next meals will come from. So that's the area we concentrate on. And in practical terms, the World Food Program, as we speak, is providing food assistance to over 1 million people every month in these three states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe. On the larger scale, like we said, the World Food Program supports wholeheartedly the policy of this government of declaring an emergency on food insecurity, which touches clearly on our mandate. So we are working closely with the Federal Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation and the Federal Minister of Agriculture and other humanitarian agencies and UN agencies in Nigeria to muster support, including funding, to support Nigeria in achieving zero hunger by the year 2030, to start with, to ensure food security, and ultimately to achieve zero hunger.
Well, many Nigerians are earnestly looking forward to how that government policy, will work out in the coming days. Dr. Kelechi Onyemaobi is National Communications Officer, UN World Food Program. He joins us live from Abuja. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much.